Hey guys, today I'm taking a look at the EC Annuals Haunt of Fear, Volume 5. Now, in my last couple of videos I took a look at the Tales from the Crypt books from the EC Library and then the Vault of Horror books from the EC Archives, so I thought I'd finish up by just comparing this Haunt of Fear. Now, these are reprints that are a lot smaller than the library and archive reprints. These are the size of the comics as they would have originally have been published. This one here holds 5 issues. I think some of them may hold 6, which is the same as the archives and the library books. But as well as being a smaller size, it's also got less of a quality paper print inside. It's more of a pulpy kind of cheap paper, except for the covers. Each issue's cover is printed on a more glossy piece of paper, and the back covers are as well. You can see there's glossy, then the rest is the kind of cheaper, pulpier paper. It's also got a more limited colour palette used inside, the same kind of colour palette as the original comics from the 50s had, whereas the EC Library books were in black and white, and the EC Archives have had a new modern colour palette used, which is more extensive. But they don't look bad for it. It gives them more of the vintage kind of vibe that they are in the original colour scheme, which I can see appealing to some people. The back cover is just advertising what were at the time present comic books. It doesn't have the original covers or anything on the back, and there are more adverts inside. The EC Archives and library books didn't tend to have any adverts other than for other EC books and comics, whereas in here there are quite a few adverts on the inside, on the back of what would be the individual comic covers. I love these old adverts for Muscle Gain, Charles Atlas. Now, one thing that does bother me with this is that on the spine it's pretty much completely blank, other than having the one word, haunt. It'd be much better if it had the Haunt of Fear Volume 5, just a little bit more text, but so that when they're on your shelf you can tell which one is which. Now, if you're like me, you always have them in order on your shelf anyway, but it's still nice just to have it written on the spine there, just to differentiate each book, rather than it being so blank there. Now, these are a lot cheaper than the library or archive books, and they're not too hard to find on eBay or Amazon even. So if you don't want to spend as much on these as it costs for the library and archive books, then and you want a smaller format anyway, then I'd recommend them. Now, here's just a comparison shot of the 3 together: Tales from the Crypt EC Library, Haunt of Fear EC Annuals, and Vault of Horror EC Archives, just so you can see the size difference. And obviously with these two, they have the hard covers. This one with a dust jacket as well, whereas this one's a paperback cover, like it's basically just a trade paperback, but they call them annuals instead of EC trade paperbacks. Well, I hope you've enjoyed these last few videos I've done on EC Comics and the reprints and DVDs. It's mostly focused on the books and comics reprinted by Russ Cochran, bless him. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I don't know if any of these would have ever come out. So I really am grateful to him and his love of EC Comics to bringing these to modern audiences. Well, thanks for watching, and till next time.